During school days he hid to escape from school. Since then he was living without goals and without hope for the future. Immediately something changed in that room. He was taken to heaven where a goddess gave him congratulations since he was going to be reincarnated in another world. As a gift she will give him magical powers and a unique ability. He thinks that if so the only thing he wants is a life where he can have the life he always wanted. How to play video games and watch anime all day long. He was reincarnated as a baby in the royal family. He had the royal mark on his chest, which is why they thought he would be the next prince. They immediately went to measure his power level thinking that perhaps it would be 30. The surprise comes when the result of his power is barely 2. He had no attributes and could only use magic barrier thanks to the unique ability that the goddess gave him. The king did not want anyone to find out that his son was born so weak, so he decided to spread the word that the baby died at birth. They tried to stop King but he ordered them to throw him in a forest. The goddess, worried about the baby, comments that they are misinterpreting the situation since the true level is 1002, and the device they used only read 2 digits per minute. That's the confusion. The little boy was in the forest and couldn't do absolutely anything. He remembers that they mentioned that he could use a magic barrier, so he thinks about it until he manages to create one and he could even give it a shape. He used his magic cube to rise and at that moment a beast appears trying to break its barrier to eat it. The little boy tries to defend himself by attacking it with small buckets but he was unsuccessful. He tries to throw the forest trees at it. Apparently it hurt her but the beast continued to resist. In that case he to throw a ton of earth and the beast upon seeing this decides to give up. Later the beast tells him that she only wanted to eat him to replenish his magical power. But what she did not count on is that he would be so strong. The little one cannot answer him. That's why she decides to put on a barrier that she can express her feelings in this way she could communicate with the beast. The beast wanted to know who he is. The baby answers that his name is Haruto. He comes from another country and that they abandoned him because of his low level of magical power. But the beast did not see him as someone weak since he could feel the presence of his enormous power that could even be compared to that of the Demon King. The little boy did not want to be seen as someone weak, so he decided to proclaim himself as the Demon King. These words scared the beast very much until he decided to offer himself as a sacrifice. The little boy believes that this is too much. He just asks that it not attack him again and he leaves. He says goodbye by calling her Flay. The beast likes this new name, so he decides to serve it with all his being. At that moment the little one begins to descend and all because he had not eaten anything from his birth. Flay to help him uses a spell to return to his human form to breastfeed him. But even so he could not help him. The little one tells her that breast milk is produced by a female body after reproducing something that she had not done. At that moment Flay hears someone approaching and asks Haruto if her can delete it, but Haruto asks her to first ask him why he is here. Immediately the stranger arrives and Flay asks him what brings him here. He tells him that he came to look for that baby. Flay refuses and tells him that now that baby is his master. The stranger knows that they abandoned the little one because of his low level. Furthermore, it was his brother who had committed a tremendous act. That means that this stranger is his uncle. And he tells her that he is here because everyone should have the opportunity to live. He knew that the baby should be hungry for that reason. He brought some breast milk. Flay refused thinking that she just wanted to trick him. He knows that she couldn't take care of him and he proposes a deal. If she wants him to be his master so much he could take her too to help him take care of him. She accepts and the uncle breaks the basket to hide the existence of the baby. 9 years passed and Haruto lived quietly with his family. He had planned to leave when he grew up but due to his father's good treatment he decided to stay. The only problem is that his new sister hated him, so Flay did get along very well with her. The little girl wanted to play with Flay but she says that today she has the task of taking care of Haruto. He tells her that they can play while Haruto watched her from the window. That's when his mother arrives and tells him that if he looks for a way to socialize more with his sister, maybe she will love him. In his room, Haruto thinks that it was time to leave, but if he leaves, maybe Flay would accompany him, an action that would make his sister gets even angrier, and if he decides to stay he would be forced to do the housework and he would not be able to live the quiet life he wants. During all these years he prepared his departure by studying protection magic to create a clone of himself, but still not it manages to make him speak or move on his own, thinking that he would also have to be another copy of Flay so that no one gets sad. At that moment his father knocks on his door and everything so that they go to train with a sword. As his level of power is very low, it is good that they defend themselves something, or perhaps there is something that he likes. Haruto just wants to stay in his room watching a video game, but he tells him that he has been studying ancient magic. This catches his father's attention. At that case Haruto wanted to leave to continue investigating, but his father believes that he may have some hidden talent with the sword. Here he does not count that his father is an experienced warrior known as the Destroyer. The father believed that his son could not even hit him. Haruto creates a magical barrier to compensate for his physical condition. Suddenly he lunges at his father but just breaks his sword. His surprised father wonders what that was. Now it's his turn to attack, but Haruto dodges his attack by flying through the air. This further surprises his father by revealing that no one level 30 or lower could dodge this attack, although this fact also surprises Haruto, since for a time he had hoped that his strength level was more than 100. However, it discouraged him that he was always a 2. It is said that level 77 is the highest level, so he couldn't have more than 1000. His father thinks that apparently he has skill with the sword, but he still moves like a novice. So who will continue training until he becomes a great swordsman, whose word Haruto does not like, and his sister watched him from a distance. At night his father was signing some papers and his wife tells him that these days he has been very busy. Here he tells her that I have been teaching him how to use the Haruto sword. The mother asks her how her son is doing. Her husband answers that her son may be a demonic being. The mother asks him how he can say that. Then he explains that the records of the royal family speak of a man who had a love relationship with a demon. Thanks to this, some people with demonic traits were born. Although Haruto does not show any of these traits in his royal emblem, there are powers that he is unaware of, and it may be the key to why Flay treats him that way. His mother claims that her son is a normal person and his father thinks the same, and no matter what happens they will make her son have a happy life. However, his little sister pretended to be asleep to listen to everything they were talking about. This summary has reached this point. If you want this anime to continue, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell so that YouTube notifies you when the next part is uploaded. Now take a break.